Picture this. You can think clearly and you're actually confident because you know whatever you face, you're actually going to get through. And then there's you. You keep on overthinking everything. Your mind isn't present because you worry about your past, your present, and your future. And you're stressed. In your past, you don't like what happened in the past. In your present, you can't make decisions. In your future, you're scared. This is how you're going to be able to have peace in all of it and be able to see how to not overthink. So step 1 is reflect on your thoughts. Analyze what you're thinking. How have you been thinking recently? So just think about what have I been thinking about recently? How have I been thinking negatively? How have I been thinking positively? Analyze that in your own mind. Start thinking about how you've been thinking. In what ways have you been thinking negatively? Like, how often does a negative thought come to your mind? That'll tell you a lot about how negative the outputs are in your life if you're always inputting negative thoughts. Why you don't like overthinking is actually because it's coming from your stress. You're stressed out, and that's why you're overthinking everything, because you're stressed out. So to be unstressed or not stressed anymore is what we're aiming for, right? But how do we actually do that? By thinking too much, we're moving inward. We're moving inward. Not really in here, more in just our minds. When we first should be moving outward to be able to see our situation, but also see ourselves. Look at ourselves and see the person. When you look at yourself in the mirror, who are you seeing? What is that person who you want to actually be? And you can change that. If you don't like the person you're seeing, you can change that. And not saying that you should not love yourself or whatever. Like, please, like, have love for yourself even if you're disappointed about something. But there's always room to improve. Like, I could be or you could be, either of us could be millionaires who have the best family and are all ripped and stuff, but that's not different from the homeless man on the side of the street. They're still people. It's just people who have learned different things and have gone to different places in life, right? And I would say that the guy who is taking care of himself and has a family is happier because he found his purpose and is working on it, and he's with his family. But they're both still people. Overthinking, the art of creating new problems out of ones that never existed in the first place. Anonymous. This quote from, I don't know who, but it's a really good quote because it basically says that it's when you're overthinking, you're actually making problems basically out of thin air. You are creating problems for yourself that don't even need to exist, and it's making you stressed out and keeping you stressed. You have to examine yourself. You think a lot about things, but what if you actually took the time to reflect on what is causing that? What is causing you to think about a lot of things? I felt like an emotional, deep thinker. You could put it in quotes, but I was depressed and would always overthink everything. I would label myself as this person, but then the outflow of that was me actually acting worse than I wanted to, deep down. My habits led me how I thought and felt, and pushing me into a spiral of loneliness. So the habits I was doing pushed me into the person I was becoming, which ultimately I hated. What causes you to overthink? So think outside of that thing and see with your mind what is the actual cause. How you think about yourself. How do you actually think about yourself? And if all the things that you're seeing that are worrying you, that are stressing you out, went away, would you be stressed still? Would you be stressed out by other things? Would there be more things that come up that you'd be overthinking about? And that's what you have to think about. It's more of a change in here and in here than it is from your situation. Step 2 is challenge assumptions. Question your beliefs. What personal beliefs do you have about yourself? What do you subconsciously say to yourself? So what I said to myself before when I was overthinking all the time was things like, you are emotional, you are bad at math. You've probably heard that one before. Or why can't you make new friends? And I'd say these things all the time to myself. The results were an F in math, having close to no really close friends, all really shallow friends, and being emotional all the time, crying all the time, and being really depressed. All those results of what I told myself, right? And I didn't even see that I was telling myself much of that. But then when I stepped back and I was able to get outside myself and look at myself in the mirror, I saw that this guy, Aiden, was saying a lot of this stuff about himself that was hindering him from growing. I was feeding my brain bad advice for myself. I was destroying my opportunity to be able to grow in these areas. As soon as I told myself that I was capable, I started getting phrases like, "You're going to make it. Why wouldn't you be successful? Why wouldn't you? Work harder today than you did yesterday." I started telling myself these things because I was actually feeding myself the right things, and I was choosing to do the right habits. So then when I looked at myself in the mirror, I saw that I was telling myself the right things and that I was growing every single day. You have to be able to tell yourself the right things instead of the wrong things. The thoughts will appear as you take action to see your bad habits and replace them with good ones. So make sure you start taking into action, actually making good habits. Just start overthinking, or not overthinking, or thinking less, but you still think. It's just in a different way. You're not anxious about thinking. Seek evidence. There is other stories, personal life stories, books and podcasts that are literally about people who struggled with these same things, or are struggling with other things, or used to struggle with other things and got through challenges. Absorb that. It's so good for you to be able to get that kind of information, because it will shortcut your growth and help you be able to succeed and build the life you want, because they built it. Why can't you? They're another person, right? So feed yourself that success and that you can do it, that you're capable of actually succeeding in whatever it is. If it's being successful in school, in your work, just in life in general, with family, whatever it is that you're overthinking about, this is a really good plug-in for you to be able to feel like you can actually do it, because you actually can. It's more just saying in your mind every single day, what do you say to yourself? And examine that. So step 3, the final step, is stay present. You have to breathe deeply and be fully present. Be in the moment. You don't want to be there currently where you are because you overthink. So when you're overthinking, you're always wanting to be either in the future or the past. But where you are, it's hard. It's hard to be where you are right now. But you're there for a reason. I'm here for a reason. You're here for a reason. We're all here in the present for a reason, spending our time in the present for a reason. So work towards being able to be where you want and take action instead of waiting for someone else to show you how without effort. So without you putting in effort, there's going to be no way that you're going to be able to stop overthinking, going to be able to actually be successful and actually achieve what you want. To be able to achieve what you want, you need to take action. And there's nobody that's just going to see exactly where you are and they're going to say, this guy wants to grow. And they're going to take you and start working with you. There's mentors and stuff, and those are so helpful. But there's nobody that's going to just see it, help you, do everything for you. There's never going to be a time someone can do everything for you. You need to always be willing to actually take action. Keep your mind centered and learn to meditate. Learn to take some minutes and take deep breaths and center yourself. Think about who you actually want to become, who you are becoming in that moment, in that day, in the time you are in, instead of overthinking about the future or the past. The past is gone. Tomorrow is for tomorrow, but today is another day to keep growing. Take a run each day and clear your mind. I've been running for a while, and it's been really helping me be able to just clear my mind every single day. I just run like a mile, but being able to get out there and just run and clear your mind is going to keep your mind actually clear. And a lot of times when I'm sad for not much of a reason, I just take a run, and after, I'm completely fine, because it was more that I just needed that physical activity more than actually what was up here needed to get out into using my energy as something. So make sure that you're not just in your room sitting there all depressed and stuff, because that's where I was, and it's not a good feeling. And you don't feel motivated to be able to do anything, but you got to get out there. Anyone struggling, please just comment down below, and I hope you guys can find each other and build up each other, and maybe just talk about your overthinking struggles, be able to help each other out, and learn to grow together. You can get out. You're not stuck. You can get out, and you're not stuck where you are. Your life is going to be amazing, and it already is amazing, because you're alive. Look, you're alive. And it's gonna just be more and more amazing every single day, the more you walk into who you're supposed to be. This is where you can start. Now you're starting, improving. You're starting to change your life. You're starting to change right now. Small actions today pave remarkable changes for tomorrow. Okay,